Okay, welcome back everyone to the Cranberry Secondary College podcast. So we have me, Mr. Jung, as always, and
Mr. L.
And today we have a special guest,
Mr. Strange.
Hey! Yeah. So, I don't know if you guys have noticed for when you're like on your rounds teaching, have you noticed any students maybe having some, I guess, toys in class or like any tools in class?
Toys in class? I mean, what type? Like, are you talking about distraction toys?
Kind of. So, like, I've seen toys. Oh, I don't know if they're actually called toys, but basically, it's one of those like weird, one of those bricks with bubble wrap popping.
Oh yeah,
stuff.
yeah. The poppers. I think they're just called poppers.
Oh, okay.
Right?
So, like,
I've never seen them. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's basically like always like multicolor. It's usually I think made of silicone, and you just like kind of press down onto it.
I should have some toys in here. Keep going. Don't worry. I should have some toys in here.
So like you just press down on it. I think it just basically helps you.
I was determined that it was like the smallest muffin baking tray like available, and like they just repurposed it. I was like, what kind of muffins are you making? Or like ice cube tray or something.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, it's for fidgeting. But
yeah, my second year of teaching, this annoying thing started becoming an annoying craze. For those of you who are listening, you might recognize that sound.
ASMR.
Oh, yeah, I guess some people might find it ASMR, but yeah, it's a fidget spinner. I remember when fidget spinners were at the peak of their craze, there actually was an app that was pretty much a fidget spinner. Have you heard of that?
no.
I don't know why. I had an app on my phone that was literally a fidget spinner, and you just spin it, right? And it gives the same sound.
Wait, and you had it on your phone? I think this is speaking well to your personality.
I had no plans to download it. I swear, I had no plans. And then one of my mates was like, "Just give it a try." It's just like it's interesting because the more you spin it, the more coins you get. The more coins you get, you unlock more fidget spinners. And then I think it was like after 2 months, I just stopped and I looked at myself. I'm like, yeah,
2 months.
right?
Two months.
Yeah, this needs to stop. This needs to
yeah.
stop. So that's why I stopped using them. Yeah.
I mean, like my closest personal encounter to like a fidget spinner was, you know how some phone cases have the ring that you can use to like prevent it from your phone from falling down. Yeah, I had one that actually like spun around like a fidget spinner. So like I just like positioned the ring in an angle that made it look cool. Just spin it and then just watch it and just get nothing out of it. just watch.
Do you ever damage your phone from doing that?
I damaged the case.
Okay.
Not my phone, because it's not actually supposed to spin that fast, that many times.
Would you say, Mr. Strange, would you prefer, if your students could only bring one to class and they're allowed to bring one, a fidget spinner compared to a fidget cube? Would you have a preference on what they would bring?
So fidget cube?
Fidget cube is the one with a little cube, but then each face of the cube has a different type of distractive toy. So one's like a light switch type, one's a spinning.
I think I saw one with a joystick.
Yeah. So it's got a little bit of, like, each side of the cube has a different thing. So some sides aren't as noisy and some sides are quite noisy. So it's
I would rather, it sounds like a two-handed ordeal, whereas a fidget spinner you can kind of get away with. In my day, we just had a 4-pen as a fidget.
Yeah, true.
Just
Good point.
Good point.
The big 4 pens.
Yeah.
Or it was pen flicking.
Yeah.
Yes. I wonder how many of our listeners actually know how to pen flick at all. You know what? Let's get a pen right now, and I want to see. Show me your best pen flicking trick. But until then, I've got one right here. Okay, so some people, I've seen them go through multiple fingers and stuff like that, right? This is the only one I know, so I'm gonna go up close. This one, that's it. It's like 1 or 2 spins. That's it. I can't do anything better than that.
Okay.
I practiced for ages.
Oh, did ya?
And I used to be able to do the around the thumb.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I practiced for so long, and I know now that it's going to hit Mr. L or Mr. Young.
Okay, I'm gonna block my face.
But it would no.
Good try, good
I
effort.
for so long,
good effort.
and then I stopped.
I used to get really into these. So like I had one where I'd do this and then just slowly pass it along my my hand.
Oh, I
So
don't know how to do that one. I've
yeah.
seen it.
You do that and then you just go again.
Ah.
So I think they called it the Sonic. I don't know why it's
There's
called the
names?
Sonic. Yeah, I don't know why.
Huh.
So it was, you just kept on doing that.
Not bad. I bet
So-
there's still some YouTube tutorials.
Yeah.
these days.
See,
Huh?
our fidgeting, we were getting some decent skills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Decent skills you're getting from the...
From fidget spinning. I mean, I remember this one year in my staff room teachers, one of the teachers tried to spin a fidget spinner and then throw it to another teacher, and they had to try and catch it whilst it was still spinning. And when we finally got it, I think it was a good 4 months of just trying every single day. A lot of people's heads got injured. Like, just like,
imagine.
yeah. But then eventually, when we were able to do it, we celebrated. We're like, yeah, we got it. Yeah.
And then put it in the drawer and never
Yeah.
touched it
yeah,
again.
never touched it again.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or there was another one where like you had to spin it and then you have to like try poke your pen through one of the holes in the fidget spinner.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean. But you
Yeah.
would need like a pretty thin pencil, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You guys have got way too much time on your hands.
Yeah, I mean, I was already teaching. You would be maybe at uni still, would it be,
Yeah,
when
I
this
would-
was really popular?
Yeah. It would have been when I was still doing my bachelor's, I reckon.
Yeah.
I was on placement, I think.
So, that actually brings me to an interesting question, and Mr. Young, I don't know if you've thought about this as well, but back when we were in school, were there any like band toys that we had as well? Because I remember one very clearly in grade 4, and it was a digital toy actually. Yeah. So I remember in grade 4, everyone was all getting their own Digimons.
Yeah.
Everyone all got their own Digimon. Now, by Digimon, I mean like the block one. So for those of you who don't know what Digimon is, number one, it's an anime, right? And it ended up being a popular digital toy where you pretty much hatch an egg that's like a pet toy. But the thing that's different to the previous similar game, which is Tamagotchi, this one you can actually battle with other people, right? And I remember being extremely salty at someone when after I battled them, they actually killed my Digimon. Because there was one Digimon, I was like, oh my god, I'm on a winning streak. I had like 10-0, and then when I finally lost one, it died. But they're meant to die pretty often anyway. Yeah. Do you remember any toys like that or in class?
I had a Tamagotchi, and I always wanted a Digimon. And Mum's like, "You've got one at home." And I was like,
That
"No,
meme.
Yeah.
no, it's a Tamagotchi. You can't fight people with
Tamagotchi
your
at home.
Tamagotchi."
Yeah.
So I used to rock around with my little old Tamagotchi, and everyone else was battling.
I'm not gonna lie, like the whole idea of having a Tamagotchi as a kid was always like scary for me because you had to take care of that Tamagotchi, and back then I could barely take care of myself.
Yeah, because that's the problem. It's like you need to feed it at certain times, and you also need to clear away its poo, or else it get poisoned. Now we had class.
Yeah. Or
They're not allowed in class. So I
Or I
remember-
just had a full-on Game Boy.
Yeah, but the Game Boy, at least you don't need to open it at set times to feed it, for
Yeah.
example, would you?
You're not having something beeping in your pocket saying,
Yeah.
"Feed me, feed me, feed me."
Oh, that's how I got in trouble once. I remember I brought it to school for the first time, and then it beeped, and the teacher was like, "Who's that?" Like at that point, it was so common that everyone knew what the sound was. And then it's like, "Is it you, Tony?" And it was like, "Put your hands on the table." And I put both my hands on the table, and one of the hands had like the keychain sticking out. He's like, "Not you too, not you too," because at that point I hadn't had one yet. So.
Sorry, sir. Lives are at stake. I have to feed my Tamagotchi.
Digimon, but they actually are quite expensive.
Sorry, I'm the only one that had a Tamagotchi. Fine, my parents didn't love me. It's coming out. It's all out. Alright.
Have you seen the prices of some of these toys these days?
The Digimon, I can tell you, they're $50.
Yeah, you can get them at JB Hi-Fi, can't you?
yes.
The original one, yeah.
You can get them from like Zing. I know this because Christmas was recently.
I was like, you've really held on to one.
I got one for someone for Christmas.
Although I have a friend that does collect Tamagotchis, she keeps them in the packaging, and she's got some of the ones from
That
Japan.
sounds fun.
So, which is why it's like, you know, those are actually collective value. Like, she's got no time to play. She has a newborn. She's got a legit something that she needs to
Got a real
feed
life
and clean the
Tamagotchi.
poo of every few hours. So, let alone a digital one to look after as well.
That's true.
Yeah, do you think we should be giving out Digimon instead of the babies that are given out for health?
For health? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. But then, I think Tamagotchi would be better, because it's not like we get 2 newborn babies and we
To
get them to
fight.
battle each other out too.
that's true.
So
Alright,
maybe Tamagotchi would have been a better
Tamagotchi.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if you guys remember, but Beyblades.
Oh,
That was a big one.
Yes.
The hearing "Let It Rip" is triggering for me. I cannot.
Just thinking
Cannot.
about it.
I didn't mind Beyblades. Actually, even remember I was in primary school, probably grade 6, I ran a Beyblade tournament at my school. I made like there was an entrance fee and everything, but then the money went toward the final prize. Yeah, but the problem I had with Beyblade was the fakes.
Yeah.
Because I saw some stuff which was like, I looked at them and I was like, thinking back now, I'm like, surely kids weren't allowed to have that.
Yeah.
Some had like giant jagged edges sticking out of it.
Just so you know,
yeah,
just in case you don't know what a Beyblade is because you're a bit young, basically a Beyblade is a mechanized, I guess, spinning top. Like mechanized in terms of it's made to look like a machine, but it's actually just a spinning top where you can you have this one track, and you basically pull on it, and it sends your Beyblade out, and you use that as a battling thing where it basically has to clash with another Beyblade, and you battle to see which one wins.
Did you have one?
I'm starting to think that I grew up really poor because we used to get like packets of chips, and they had like little cardboard.
Tazos?
Well, we had the Tazos in the pogs.
Spinning, yeah.
We had the Tazos in the pogs, but then we had the Tazos that
spin. Yeah, I remember that.
And that's
that's
what that's my Beyblades.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
oh man.
Maybe I'm poor.
Yeah, so you had those Tazos in chips, right? They're like little. I don't know how to explain them. They're like little plastic disc. Is that the best way to explain it?
I think like some of them were like you'd get like really fancy ones, and they're like the breakers or the smashers or something, and they like had the foam, and then you just had little just bits of cardboard that we played with.
After I moved out, my mum actually started clearing my room. She found my original Tazo folder. And I remember the original Tazo was Looney Tunes, wasn't it? Originally
it was
Looney
like
Tunes.
Space Jam.
Space Jam, yes. And so I had some. I bet they'd be worth quite a bit today, but I had missing parts and the folder's quite messed up now. But I remember there's like Dragon Ball ones as well, where you flip it heads or tails, and then the back how many stars, another thing, and some Tazos they can interlock with each other.
Yes, I remember the interlocking ones. Yeah. I don't know the purpose of them, but I remember they could interlock.
Yeah. Did you ever have Tazos?
I don't think I remember what Tazos are.
We're showing our age.
Yeah. I think
there's only 4 years difference between.
Hey, a lot happens in those 4 years, but I think for our listeners, the closest thing to Tazos that we have now is when you go to Woolies or Coles, and then you get those. What do you call them again?
The My Little Shop. You're talking about?
Yeah, My Little Shop is the Coles one, and the Woolies one is the
Izzy's or something?
yeah, something like that. I think that's the most similar thing that you would say. But imagine each one of those in a chip packet.
Speaking of stuff in chip packets,
Yeah.
did you guys ever get those Simpson cards where it was like kind of holographic?
Simpson cards? Nah.
It's ringing a bell.
Yeah, like they were like small.
I just
Simpson
remember
cards,
eating
and
a
it
lot
was-
of chips as a kid.
Yeah.
I think that was my childhood. Like not
Twisties.
enough money to have a Digimon,
Twisties
but
all
just
the way.
packets
Yeah.
of chips.
Yeah, or Happy Meals, where you like. I think the best Happy Meal toy that I got was from Bionicle.
Oh, they had. Oh, was it a small one where you put a rubber band around it and you hit the back and it makes it attack?
No. It's like it's they have like ones where it's like arms. They use the arms and you have to like kind of squeeze it. Basically, Bionicles are like really
Lego tech.
Yeah, Lego tech. It's like machines brought to life. But basically, they had a toy where you had.
That's like fully the slogan, isn't it?
Yeah. You could use the toys to like sling out discs. And,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
shoot
Now I
them.
remember it. You squeeze it and the disc comes out.
Yeah.
Did you collect Bionicle or did you collect
I've not enough money to have Bionicles. I don't know.
Maybe we should ask Mr. Strange what toys he actually grew up with instead of us just
what did I
talking about all the
have?
toys that we had. Because Bionicle, I remember I spent heaps of money. Every time they updated a new one, I always bought the white one. And I combined them together. Now I wish I didn't because I lost some parts as I combined some parts together. I think originally now if I kept them as they were, there's a huge market for nostalgic toys. I don't know if you know. Yeah. But what do you grow up with?
What did I grow up? I had
Tamagotchi?
I had my Tamagotchi. We had Yowies.
Oh yes, Yowies.
Which have come back in, but
Yes.
Yowies were massive. And Kinder Surprises used to have really awesome things in them.
Yep.
Now they're a bit like you can't put them together anymore. You just get like a little statue, and it's
Oh
like
really?
That's how I feel. I don't know. I haven't had
Oh.
one for a while.
Okay. Yeah, I remember the ones growing up. You had to build them yourself.
Yeah, you'd eat your chocolate, you'd throw away the instructions, and then you would have just a puzzle in front of you.
Surely you had some Lego.
I had Lego, yeah, like Lego.
Yeah.
None of this Bionicle, fancy
sorry.
Bionicle stuff.
Although one of my family friends did complain that Lego these days there's not enough room for creativity.
Really?
Yeah, so what happens is they usually come pre-packaged as like some sort of partnership with some sort of movie or whatever, and then so you can't really custom. It's like here's the instructions, you build it as is, right? So what she did instead, after she bought a few of those, she's like, you know what, I'm just gonna go and find the base set stuff, the most basic base set stuff. It was just like a whole bunch of random Legos, and she gave it to her kids to actually have some creativity out of it. And yeah, I don't know if you noticed that these days with Lego. Just,
Like sometimes they're like, here, build a Death Star, or build this spaceship, this particular spaceship.
Yeah.
This is how. This is everything you need.
Like I said, the idea is open it up, throw away the instructions, and then you have a puzzle.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
3D puzzle.
Yeah, 3D puzzle.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard the story about the guy who had a YouTube channel and he had, I think, at least $10,000 worth of Lego. And then when he went back home one day, they were like all stolen because there's a huge market for Lego. I don't even know. It's like one of the most resellable items that you can find on the market. So he was devastated. He was like, you know what?
This interruption, please. Davina from 9M, could you return to the P2S class, please?
That's,
Davina
at least
from
not you
9M,
can.
return to P2S, thank you.
That's my home group.
Yep, I know. So yeah, I don't know if you know about that YouTuber, but yeah, he ended up like, he closed and shut down his whole channel. He's like, guys, this is the last video because I've got no more Lego anymore. I've got no content, so I'm sorry. But he came back like 3 years later because the community
surely like
fundraised
GoFundMe.
him. Yeah, GoFundMe, that's what they did, and they got him some Lego back, so he restarted the channel. Yeah.
That's good.
I'm tempted to get. Have you guys seen that like Lego bonsai tree?
There's a Lego bonsai tree?
There's like a
What?
Lego bonsai tree that you can get. I'm
I
tempted
want
to,
it.
even though we've just like completely bagged out, it's like creativity gone.
Yeah.
There's this one that's a bonsai tree, and like instead of having flowers, they've repurposed some other pieces, and the flowers are like little pink frogs.
Oh.
Yeah. So I mean, environmental. Like let's repurpose.
The
but
last Lego I
I
got
love it.
was on my 18th. Some of my friends got me a Lord of the Rings one. Yeah, with the Dark Riders and stuff. But yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Did you play with it?
No,
You play.
I literally just constructed it and put it in a display case. At that
Never
time in my
touched
life, I was
again.
collecting figurines anyway, so it's kind of like my figurine type of time of my life.
I think that that whole kind of collecting things mentality that Pokemon has instilled in all of us has continued on.
Oh yeah.
We just love to collect things and
Yeah.
put it away and never touch it.
Yeah, but like even with Nintendo stuff, I remember the tip of my tongue. Very collectible. You can use them in Super Smash Brothers. The
Amiibos?
Amiibos. That's right. Mr. Strange, Amiibos. How many Amiibos do you have?
I don't have. I have one. My
Okay, your partner
partner
has-
has over 100 at least. Like got the full Smash set, the full other sets. I really don't care. It's not for me. It's not for me. I'm always like, you can put that somewhere.
Yeah.
And they just collect dust.
Yeah.
But so many of them. It's that full thing.
My problem is, and I think I told you this before, Mr. Young, when I play video games or collect things, I'm a completionist. So for me, knowing Amiibos, that there'll be constantly never-ending ones coming out, right? I don't think I can. Unless I choose just a set game, like Super Smash Brothers, and just collect every single one. But the thing is, number one, the old ones, can you even buy them? And number two...
I had to spend, to get my partner a Christmas present, I spent $100 just on
One
this
amiibo?
$15 amiibo.
Yeah.
Like, and that's not even one of the rarer ones. I mean, it's pretty
Do
rare.
you remember which one it was?
It was Chic, obviously Chic.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember this toy. Was like the literal embodiment of my nightmares.
Which
Furbies.
I remember Furbies when I was primary school, but I think even younger than that, which I was young enough to get nightmares, was the troll dolls. Those ones, right?
They're not scary.
But they were like that crazy hair and stuff. And I was a younger kid, but now, of course, when I was older, there was Furbies. I mean, they did freak me out the way that they blinked. But I think it's even more freaky if they don't blink at the same time. Can you imagine that? It's like...
Well, I took out, like, I got so creeped out by it, I took out the battery, but it still kept on talking. I was like, what is going on?
I remember a Furby was the first thing I saved for, and it cost $60. And I remember like doing all of these like chores around the house, and I would like make sure I fed the dog, and I'd do all this other stuff. And I was like, can I have money? Can I have money? I eventually finally saved up to get one. And it's like 2 or 3 weeks of, yeah, this is the coolest thing in the world. And then it's like, don't touch the Furby, it'll wake up. I don't want to deal with it. And then for like 15 years after that, I still had it because I refused to throw it out. And the batteries never died, and it would always be like moving it to another place, and it would wake up, and it'd be like, oh, here we go. Like, how do I put it to sleep? You're like covering its eyes, trying to like go back to sleep, go back to sleep. Yeah, I think I still have it somewhere.
Oh.
We should. Do you have one? Do you have one?
No.
I've thrown mine out of sheer fear.
I think I still have mine. Maybe I'll bring it in.
Was it yours or was it your
Yeah, it was mine.
Yours, and then you threw it out.
Yeah, look, this is how bad I get with like things I'm scared of. Men in Black got really scared of that movie. I grabbed a CD or DVD player, DVD. I grabbed the back of it, scratched it because I was petrified of it. Petrified. Yeah.
Oh.
And then my mom had porcelain dolls, and I was like, I never.
Oh no.
I was like, I never want to see these ever again. Have you seen porcelain dolls in Resident Evil 8?
No, not yet. That's what I plan to be. I plan to watch the whole entire walkthrough of that by a commentator. So don't give me any spoilers.
Porcelain dolls terrify me.
Yeah.
In a nutshell.
Okay.
Have you watched Annabelle? The movie, not the teacher.
Yeah. Yes, I have seen the movie.
Yeah. You follow that series, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Just because you enjoy nightmares.
I enjoy like freaking out.
I think growing up, I had something similar. It wasn't the Annabelle doll, but my parents did have this dummy as a toy that it used to be hers, but she would put it in my bedroom as storage. And I remember I was probably grade 6. I had just finished watching Goosebumps, Night of the Living Dummy, and nope. I was like, Mum, get rid of that. I swear at night it's staring at me, it's blinking at me, and so she actually got rid of it for me. But then now looking back, I'm like, she actually grew up with that. I feel so bad.
Oh.
Yeah, but it was freaky. It was scary. I was like, Mum, just put it in your own room or something. Oh, no space, no space. So, all right,
It's
sure.
like, make space.
Yeah, Goosebumps, the TV series back then. I know they made a movie eventually, but the TV series, some of them were really scary. Some of them were like okay. Some of them like I remember.
But even the books.
Yeah.
Surely people are still reading the books, right?
Hopefully, yeah.
Hopefully.
It's great books. Yeah, I would recommend it.
Well-
Maybe I would recommend that as my watch list show later.
Well, speaking of,
Is it watch list time?
I think it is.
Yeah, it would be watch list time. Yeah, 5 minutes. Okay,
Yeah.
let's go.
So, what would we recommend for our viewers to watch?
To watch.
If you go on YouTube, I'm pretty sure there's full episodes of the Goosebumps TV shows. I think now that I'm old, of course, they're not as scary, but I think 1 or 2 episodes that were particularly scary. I think one of the most famous scary ones was the one where it's the mask one, and the mask latches onto your face, and it doesn't. I forgot what it's called. I remember the front cover very distinctly. And I remember, it changes the person's personality. It's kind of like Jim Carrey, the mask, but in a scary context. Yeah, that one. Yeah, I'll put the link for that.
I would say if we're going to plug Goosebumps, we have to plug Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Ooh,
Yeah.
classic.
Which I feel is like the precursor to Goosebumps.
Yeah, that's,
Have you heard of it? It's all these kids, and they would like sneak out at the middle of the night, and they'd sit around a campfire, and they would tell ghost stories, and that's the setup for it, and then it's just a ghost story, like acted out, and it was. I always thought it was like the coolest thing. Like, yes, I'm gonna go watch.
Yeah.
Have you? This isn't my watch list recommendation, but there used to be this ABC TV show for kids that only told horror stories, and there was like
This happened to a friend of mine.
yeah,
Right.
but it was like no, it was the whole like idea is that this boy is walking into a movie theater, a horror movie theater, and then like they put on a new horror movie every time for that boy to watch.
Oh, I remember that. Yes, it was on ABC Kids, right?
Yeah.
That was similar to the other one. That was like, this happened to a friend of mine. I forgot what that was also called. I'll try my best on YouTube to find the links for these shows, but if I can't, I'm sorry, but check the description underneath. Hopefully I can find something for you.
Those petrified me.
Yeah, some of them were pretty scary.
But if you're being scared of Men in Black, like I think we're setting the threshold pretty low there.
Look, my fear threshold is very low.
Yeah.
Which is really weird because I watched The Conjuring and Annabelle.
Yeah. He
the
likes
movie.
Yeah.
Just to be scared.
Yeah.
Nah.
But yeah, my watch list is a little bit different to your recommendations, mainly because I don't watch too much TV nowadays, and it is Wandavision.
Ah, Wandavision, yeah.
It's actually really good. I've been meaning to watch it for a while. But yeah, like it's interesting. Everything is very purposeful. Like at the start, it kind of feels like they're just having some fun, and it's just like a
For the first
fun
2
movie.
episodes.
Yeah. And then like you realize like how purposeful everything is
Mm.
to lead up to the full story of it.
I'm so excited for the next movie.
Yeah.
I don't want to
The-
spoil anything.
The Doctor Strange one?
Yes.
Yep. Multiverse of Madness.
Yes.
Mm.
Yep. I think it ties in with the TV show with
Mm.
Wandavision, if I remember.
They have a lot of like Marvel movies lined up to come out as
Yeah,
well.
can't wait. I don't think, when was the last one actually? I'm trying to remember.
Black Widow's coming out pretty soon.
Yeah, because the last one would have been what, the second Spider-Man? I feel like that was the only MCU Phase 4 that I remember, or
Yeah,
end of
because
Phase 4, whatever.
It went from like Endgame, like final, like
Yeah,
the last one
Endgame.
of Endgame, to
Spider-Man
Spider-Man.
2, and I don't think there's been any other movies, has there? Just TV shows, right?
Yeah.
Unless I'm forgetting something. Yeah.
I think so. I think so. That being said, I'm
Mm.
not really good with movies.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've had any new Marvel releases for cinemas because of COVID.
Mm.
Hmm. Cool. Well, Mr. Strange, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
No, it's all good.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. So as usual, we'll have a survey at the bottom of the description, and so if you have any feedback you would like to give us, just let us know. If you have any teacher recommendations or special guests you want us to interview, also let us know as well. And yeah, otherwise, stay happy, stay healthy.
Enjoy, everyone.
See ya.
Bye.